What's up guys, Wallen Customs here, and today we are taking a look at the new Batman v Superman Epic Strike Batmobile. Now guys, I've been working on all these new figures and making videos, doing customs, repaints, working on the stock figures, giving them new capes for almost a day and a half. So I've been spending a lot of time with them, honestly. And I have to admit, I like them a lot. I think they have great potential. I know a lot of people have their own reserve and opinion about them, which is fine. There are definitely pros and cons to all of them, but we'll get into all that in the future. Today's video is going to be specifically on the Batman v Superman Batmobile right here. And I have about 3 of them, so we're going to take a look first at the stock version of it, see what it brings, do a nice comparison later with the one I'm working on. Also throw in the old tumbler, see how they match up right there. Also, we're going to see what figures can fit in here. So it's going to be a nice lengthy video, so sit back, relax. And if you guys are interested in how I repainted this, I'm going to have a step-by-step video exactly how I did that. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe right now. It'll be out in a day or 2. And that's about it. So before we start, like it, share it, or wait till it's over and do that. Sit back, relax, and let's start the video. Alright guys, so here is the Batman vs Superman Epic Strike Batmobile. Looks pretty cool. Here it is in stock in its boxing right here. Looks pretty nice. Pretty cool for 24 bucks. I know a lot of people have their own opinion about it. I like to see the brighter side, more positive side of things sometimes. I know people like to bash things, but we'll get into all that detail. Fits most 6-inch figures, so we're going to see what can fit in here, what can't. You see all the different stuff that you can do with it. Looks pretty cool. Alright, let's open them up. Alright guys, so here it is out of the box, and my first impression is that I like this Batmobile. I know a lot of people will have their own reserve about it. It's too small, it's too much money, it looks too plasticky or kiddish. You know, everyone will have their own opinion. It's fine, you know. It really comes down to what were you expecting out of it. That's really comes down to, you know, I'm making this video, I'm pausing it, starting over, pausing, starting over, because I'm trying to get to a certain point. Is that I know a lot of people have their own opinion about this, but it really comes down to what were you expecting from this. I know a lot of people have, you know, rightfully so, a lot of people have their own reserve about it, what they were, you know, what they want it to be like. This is a $24 toy, alright? Now just think about that. It's a $24 toy for kids to throw around, to drive around, you know, play with, smash up. So in that aspect, if you look at that, it's a pretty good buy right here, in my opinion. You're not spending $100 like the Batman animated series one. You're not spending a lot more money like a Hot Toys one, or if they ever do, I don't know if they will, but like a SH Figure Arts or a Mayfix will come out with Batmobile. I don't think they would. I think this is pretty much what we're going to get for 6-inch scale. So it really comes down to what were you going to expect out of this. Now, if you're going to expect high detail, high quality, you know, obviously this is not for you. If you're just expecting a nice Batmobile for a 6-inch range for display, you know, maybe this is for you. And that's what I was really expecting, you know. You know, as a display piece, I honestly think this is pretty good. You get rid of these stupid green missiles first, and you put Batman on it. This is just hanging it out on your shelf. I think it looks pretty good. I think it serves its purpose, and that's what it's really meant for, honestly. It's a nice 6-inch scale, decent sized Batmobile for your 6-inch figures, and I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, there are pros and there are cons to this. We'll get into all that later. But like I said, it really comes down to what were you expecting from this. Now that being said, let's get into all the details of this figure. Car. So there's not a lot of detail. It's pretty good though, you know. Could it be a little bit wider? Maybe. You know, this car is meant for 2 people in the movie, but obviously as a toy, you only get 1 seat. And it's pretty common for these kind of Batmobiles anyway. Most of them only have 1 seat in it, so you only fit 1 person in there. We'll get into who can sit and who can fit in there later. But looking at the exterior, as the detail goes on, I think it's pretty good. You know, there are some details, you know, on these Batmobiles, a lot of them are pretty plain. There's not a lot of detail to go around. So this Batmobile has a lot of panels, a lot of different grooves and stuff like that. I think it looks pretty good. It serves its purpose to give us what the Batmobile looks like from the movie. And getting to the side over here, you know, there isn't a lot of detail per se when it comes to like paintwork or whatever. Over here it says intake, danger, intake. I see why they put it there, because they need some detail or something on the sides. I'm not a big fan of it because I really highly doubt it's going to be like that in the movie. Also, I really doubt that Batman is taking the time to write that for other people who aren't using his car or even going near his car in the first place. So I could have dealt about that, but I see why they put it there, just to give us some more detail. The cannon in the front. Now, I do wish it was a little bit smaller or slimmer. I see why they made it that big because of the whole missile gimmick. They put a missile in there, it fits in there and stuff like that. So I wasn't a big fan of the missile launcher right here, or the cannon right here. As time went on, because I've been customizing one, doing a lot of stuff, you know, I really don't mind it. You know, if you take the missiles out and just leave like that, it's not horrible. I do wish though it turned or moved like that. That'd been nice. And you can't take it off as well, from what I can tell at least. But like I said before, it bothered me in the beginning. As time went on, you know, I kind of don't really care that much about it. It's just there. And it's not horrible. It's not as bad as I thought it was in the beginning. At least saying that. There is another gimmick other than the missiles. Actually, let's just show off the missiles really quickly. So like, they're green, representing kryptonite, I suppose. But they shoot pretty good. Pretty strong. That's pretty nice for a kid if you're going to be playing with it. But the other gimmick, of course, is when you crash the car into either another car or a building or even, I'm guessing, Superman. When it crashes, boom, you break the panels in front. And I'm a little 50-50 on this because I thought that was pretty cool. The details underneath the hood are pretty nice, actually. You take a look at that. Sculpt-wise, it looks pretty good. I have to admit, it looks pretty nice for the sculpting. There's not a lot of color in it, but you do get a lot of layers, and like, so you can see all the shadowing and stuff like that. So it gives off a nice look. At first, I thought these were like ammo bullets for the cannon, but I'm not really sure. But it still looks pretty cool overall. Now, the reason why I'm 50-50 about it is because the panels itself, they don't really clip on or anything. They just pretty much stay in place. So you move this back forward and you put the panels back on. And it really relies on you just not really doing that much to the car so it doesn't fall back out. Over here on the hood, there's a little bit of a flap that goes over top of it like that, so hopefully it stays in place a little bit better. So like if you're just leaving it like that, you won't notice it or mind it. If you happen to move it around, you know, it'll stay in place, but the second you like flip it, it might come off. So like I said, I'm 50-50 on it. I do wish it just had some kind of clip to be more secure, but yeah, it really depends on yourself how you care about that. Quality control, you know, it's a light Batmobile. It's pretty hollow inside. It pretty much is hollow. I took it apart before. But like I said, that's common. You know, these Batmobiles will be hollow. Even the animated series Batmobile that we got, you know, that's $100 or $90. You know, that's hollow inside. It's light. So, like I said, what were you expecting? The tires itself also are hollow inside. You can see right there, all for show, really. But like I said, you should expect that, honestly, because they're not gonna go all out on this. So, with that being said, like I said before, what were you expecting from this? I don't know. It really comes down to the price. $24. Were you thinking that for $24 it's gonna be any different compared to the other Batmobiles that we've gotten from Mattel? Is it Mattel? I think it is. Yeah. From Mattel. I wasn't. I don't think so. I just look at the sculpt, how it looks like. It's a nice representation of Batmobile, how we're gonna get from the movie. I think it's pretty good. Even like small, you know, there is detail in this. Don't get me wrong. There are some details. You know, for some people that say there's a lack of detail, they do put some detail. Even the grill over here. You know, it's not like it's cartoonish or lack of. You know, they have some detail in there. You just have to maybe give it a paint job to try to enhance it, maybe, you know. Yeah, but that comes to the other argument that you shouldn't have to. So, yeah. So I'm a little torn. I don't know how to go about this review because it really comes down to, do you think it's worth $24? I think it is. I don't know how much more how much less it could be, because the figure itself is $20 basically. And they're not gonna price the car at $20 as well, or cheaper, given the size and also the plastic and stuff like that. But for $5 more, I think it's a solid deal. Quickly taking a look at the back of the car, you know, there is no exhaust, and I find it kind of interesting because I don't remember, unless this is right here. I could be wrong, but I had to look at the trailer again because if you only get 1 or 2 shots of the car from the back side, so maybe this should be painted or something like that, but looks pretty decent. You do get some detail in there. You got the fins over here. So yeah, I mean, detail wise for the exterior, I don't know how much more they could improve it to really make it look any better than the way it is right now. Alright guys, now let's talk about who could fit in the Batmobile. Now I know this is made for most 6-inch figures, like I said in the box. I also know there are 2 different sets of 6-inch figures from this line. The more detailed ones, and also the more playable ones for little kids. But those actually come with all plastic fabric capes, actually, if you want to call it that. That are more posable and stuff like that. The other figures that are more detailed actually have all hard rubber capes. So could that be a problem? We'll take a look right now. So right now, I mean, if you guys watch my videos, you know how much I hate hard rubber plastic capes. I think they're, you know, they're annoying. Just don't like them. You can't do anything with them. But right now we do have one figure in there that has a plastic hard rubber cape, and he does fit in there okay. You know, you really just have to, when you get him in there, you have to pretty much ball up the cape like that. You slide him in. So he does fit in there, no problems. So that being said, I think that pretty much answers your question right there. You know, I have the other Batman that has from the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. You know, he has the fake leather cape. Like something like this would be a lot easier just to stick in. You don't have to really worry about the cape and stuff like that. And close the door on him. Boom, a lot easier. But like I said, man, get rid of your. I'm gonna get rid of this one. You're not really getting rid of it because you know what? I like the cowl over here. So what I do for this one, I'm working on it right now. You know, you cut a nice V going down. So when you actually look at it from behind, it still looks pretty nice. I know a lot of people just cut a straight line. You know, it looks kind of weird, but when you have the V going down, I think it looks a lot nicer. And I like how it looks over here too. So you need it. It's like you need a plastic cape, rubber cape on the shoulders because it gives off a nice look. But when you go down there, you need the fabric, in my opinion. And also, as one of my Instagram buddies have pointed out, his name is Mikolo, is that you can actually fit in a Mezco Batman in there. So, you know, when it comes to the size, if it's pretty decent, you know how big a Mezco Batman, you know, is, if you have one. And with the fabric cape, it makes things a lot easier. There you go. Alright guys, so side by side here is the new Batmobile with the old tumbler from the Dark Knight trilogy right there. I think it's a pretty good, nice size comparison right there. This is one of my favorite tumblers. I know there's another one that had a lot of lights and sounds and stuff like that. I didn't like that one because it only really fit 5-inch figures. This one you actually fit a 6-inch figure. If you guys watched my review on this before, I show you guys how you could do that. But scale wise, I think it looks pretty nice. It's nice having them side by side. Take a look at them. You want to put a nice 6-inch figure Batman next to it. You know, I think it looks pretty good overall. And last but not least, here is what we have before and after right there, or you can at least see what I'm going for. I do have some small details to do, like the headlights and some of the grille details, but you can see what I'm going for right there. You get the gist of it. So overall, like I said before guys, I like the car. You know, I know a lot of people will have their own opinion about it. It's fine, everyone has their own preference, but I like it. I know there's pros and cons to this car, which is, you know, I do see the pros more than the cons, and also see the potential of what this car can bring. And like I said before, you know, I think this is a great display piece overall. Alright guys, some last comments before I wrap this video up. You know, I'm not really sure if you're gonna get another 6-inch scale Batmobile in the future. To be honest, I'm not sure. You know, I don't think Figma's gonna make one. I don't think Mafex is gonna make one. I really highly doubt it. Or even Figure Arts. So this might be the only one we get. So in my opinion, I think you guys should buy it anyway if you see it. If you don't like it, just return it. Simple as that. At least you tried and see, you know, it's better to try something than just give judgment. You know, there's no point of that. You know, and that goes to life. Knowledge right there. So other than that, guys, I hope you liked the video. You know, if you want to see my step-by-step of how I repainted this, exactly step-by-step, subscribe. I'm going to have the video up in 1 or 2 days. So that should be fun to watch. That's about it, guys. Share the video if you guys like it. Maybe a lot of people might find it useful as well. I hope it was informative. And that's about it. So thanks for watching, guys. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at wildandcustoms.com. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace.